Rose Reisman rejoins us as we talk about eating right, and joining Rose and me, please welcome best-selling author, meal planning expert, and host of the show Fixing Dinners, Sandy Richard. Welcome to it. I don't know how you do all that you do, but you really, you want to drill this in. We got to start planning our food, planning. Define planning my food, and why is it so important?
Planning just means literally this: knowing what you're having for dinner at the beginning of the day so that you know how to eat in the day.
All right, we want to go to the audience, because I know Sheldon's been standing by with all kinds of questions for you.
Yes, there's many people in our audience who have a lot of questions to ask. I'm going to ask my first friend here. Yes.
Hi, my name is Dawn. Hi, ladies. My question is about protein. I'm not a big fan of meat, never have been, and I'm always looking for preferably a plant-based source, and preferably a quick and easy one, besides hard-boiled eggs for protein.
Okay, Rose, you want to take that one?
I mean, do you like tofu? No, okay.
Nobody likes tofu,
All right,
Rose.
do you like beans, like edamame beans? Ooh. Go ahead, Sandy. Okay, and no beans at all? You like?
I don't know what to say.
What about Greek yogurt?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, Greek yogurt has so much protein, but about 3/4 of a cup has 18 grams of protein, which is huge. But again, I would say avoid the sugar ones and go for the 0 to 2% fat. Add your own fruit to it. I cannot tell you how that fills you up.
Okay, Sheldon, give us another one.
Yes, number 2, yes, right here.
Hi, Katerina. So I'm scrambling at the end of the day for meal planning, but anyhow, so when I do make stuff and I have a big family and I double batch it, if it actually makes it to the freezer, how many nutrients am I losing in freezing and then reheating?
And that's tricky, isn't it? Because it depends what you're freezing.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a great stew, super awesome veggie stew with quinoa and
You're not losing a lot.
I'm happy we agree. You're not losing.
You're not losing a lot.
We do a whole frozen meal package for people, and we make it. The minute you're starting to cook your vegetables, let's say, you're going to start losing the nutrients. But freezing it is fine. You're fine.
And then
to
reheating, and then that's still good.
I mean, you're fine, because if you've already cooked your veggies, you've lost some of the protein.
Just what families all over Canada love. Just keep recycling stuff out of the freezer. Okay. Sheldon, you've got another one for us.
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Adiola. I'm just wondering, how do you account for the cultural differences, especially here in Canada? We come from different places. How do you follow Canada's food guide when you're not used to eating that type of food?
What's really cool about it now is you can actually go to the Canada Food Guide on their website. You can key in what you love, and it's going to tell you where you need to bump up other stuff. So, for example, if you are eating a lot of breads that you like, or different grains that you love, or you're certain kinds of meat that maybe has a little more fat, right, and things like that, you're also probably going to eat lots of vegetables and fruits. They might not be the same as what someone else might need.
So you can put a West African peanut stew into that food guide, and it will tell you where it comes from.
And it's going to say, you need a little more fruit.
Stew.
So it's really gotten cool. The Canada Food Guide's gotten cool.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
I didn't even know that myself. That's very good. This gentleman here has a question.
My name is Barry, and a few years ago I survived a very serious cancer scare, and in the last 3 years my weight has changed 400 pounds. Down 100, up 100, down 100, up 100.
Wow.
And every diet to me stood for, did I eat that? So I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know if it's psychological, maybe it is.
Okay, let's take time with this one.
Yeah.
That's a huge story.
I deal with a lot of people who are up and down in weight, and one of the things is when you go on a diet, that means at some point you're going to go off the diet. You have to be really eating the foods you love. So you can't be, if you love corned beef, you can't cut it out completely out of your life. Like I love chocolate, I have to have some chocolate every single day of the week. So I think what happens on a diet is you are restricting yourself so greatly that you are losing those 100 pounds. But like I say, it hasn't changed your lifestyle. Right. So somewhere along the line, you have to give and take and maybe lose it slower and just say, I can live like this for the rest of my life. So I bet something in how you were eating, ultimately, you weren't totally content when you went to bed at night, right?
You're right, yeah.
Yeah. So you got to go to bed at night and say, I feel okay. And some days, you really do want more chocolate than what you had, and go ahead and do it. So that binge that one night, but then get yourself back on that wagon the next day. Allow yourself to make a mistake.
Well, listen, Rose, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we're going to come back with Sandy in a moment.
Yeah.
But one way Context keeps healthy is through a double helping of your comments and input. And Sheldon Neal, you can whet our appetite with that.
Lorna, as we prepare to explore the link between body and soul, I'm reminded of the old expression, you are what you eat. For me, that's not a terrifying thought because I try to eat as good as I possibly can, but who among you at home may be watching and are willing to make this kind of, how should I say, experiment with me? I want you to write down everything you eat today. Write it down and send it to us. To sweeten the pot, I'll post a list of everything I'm eating that same day. Let's compare notes. Could being conscious of what we eat change our habits? Please send your answers by phone, email, Facebook, or Twitter. Get writing.
Sheldon, you had at the story table today, you had salmon and sweet potatoes. That kid eats healthy. He really does. Okay, but we still want to see what he eats. Coming up, Sandy Richard sticks around to explain how food can make that connection between body and soul.